Hi everyone. I want to share with you that how to create the user module in Flutter and how to log in, how to register a user and then how to log in, and how to store data in a Firestore, how to read back data from Firestore and display in Flutter app, how to edit the data in Firestore, and how to delete the data in Firestore. So to make this video shorter and save the time, I have already created this app and I will share the source code using GitHub. So you see, I have already shared with you guys here. So I will share the link later on. Later on, if you just click this this green button, the code, you will get two options. You can download this folder, unzip it, and open using Android Studio, or you can get this URL, and later on using Android Studio you can create like this, create new and new from version control, and just paste the URL here and then click clone. You will get the whole project there. So I have already shared the code with you. So now I will explain to you what I have done and what you need to do step by step. So first of all, if you want to apply the state management in a proper and professional way, we need to organize the code. For example, here in the lib directory, I created a folder with models. So model is what? Model is the basic data that you want to store in a Firestore. For example, in case of to-do app, the task is a model. Or in case of, let's suppose, a product, then the product is the model, the product name, the product price, the product quality and quantity, and so on. Okay, so in this case, the task, if you see here, the task ID, the task title, the task description, and the task is done or not yet, okay, and what time this task is created. So this is the to do model, and this one is the constructor, the same name is that of a class, and all these parameters are required because when you are creating a task, you will have to provide the title, description, and all these information, and then the system can create the task for you. Okay, so this is the to-do model, and to create the model from the Firestore, meaning to say, when you are reading data from Firestore, then it will be converted like this, because the Firestore provides the data in the form of document snapshot. So from the document snapshot you will convert to this format, and to store the data, you will change this task to a map format. Okay, then this will be the model. And next we have screens. These screens are the sign up, login, and home screen. And while maintaining the state management, you can easily and seamlessly change from one screen to another screen. The services I will explain one by one later on in detail. Services are the basic functionality that you want to provide, are the functionality that you are applying on your model. So here we have two main functionality. One is the auth service, meaning to say that the service which is related to the user login, log out, sign up, and so on, and that one will be under the auth service. Next one is the Firestore service. So this one, all the operations which is required to store data in a Firestore, read data back, or update the data, or delete the data. So these are the services. For example, and both these are actually classes that I have created, and these are user classes writing the functionality there to do the task for you. For example, in case of auth service, so you see I have added the Firebase auth here because this is related to the authentication process only. So in this class, you see now this is this to maintain or to apply the state management. uh, then you see here I inherited this class from notifier. Okay, and after that I created an object of the Firebase auth instance will give you a user, and then a getter function user. This function returns a user and get current user auth.current user, and the stream, the stream of data that we are getting in real time, but this stream is about the user. All the functionality, all the activities of the user, log in, log out, and so on. So this information will be provided from the Firebase uh, in real time, and those information will be stored here. So using this object, we can update the UI. Okay, and after that you see sign up function is created uh, using email and a password, and this is async because this is of type future, meaning to say it will be decided in future that when the user is log in, sign up, and so on. So this of type future, we need asynchronous. We need to change the function to asynchronous type, and we will make this function to await until the result is generated. Then you see this object auth, which is of the Firestore Firebase auth that create user with email and password, and the email and password are provided here. Similarly, sign in, the same details are that sign in with email and password, and email and password are created, and then sign out. So this auth service is nothing, is just a class inherited from change notifier, okay, to provide a real-time state about the user to the app about the sign up, sign in, and sign out. Similarly, the next Firestore service is about storing the data, reading the data, and updating the data, and so on. So you see, this one we created an object of Firestore with the name of $DB. Okay, and this one will give us a stream in the form of a list, and that list will be of type of to do, meaning to say, you see, the to do that we are storing there, we are storing the to do there, we are reading the to do back, we are updating the to do, but whatever task we get, we will convert to list, and that list will become a stream for the Flutter app. So that one, the to do this is, you see, the database structure, that it has a collection with the name user. Here, let's suppose if you want to change to something else like product, whatever you want, so you will do that one, and then the user ID, and then the another collection, child collection of that with the name to do's. So this is, you see, which use, meaning to say the task belong to which user. Okay, and when it is created, and then the snapshot. Okay, and it will create the documents and change to map, and then change to list. Similarly, when we want to add a new to do task, meaning to say a new task to the Firestore, then we will use this add to do function. This one is get to do, meaning to say we are reading from the Firestore. Okay, this one we are adding to the Firestore, so it will store the collection as a user, the user ID, and the doc. Okay, and the doc is specified here and in the to do model. Okay, because it the collection is of type to do, and the details are already here, what to do means. Okay, now similarly for update, the same information, but instead of add, we are calling update function. And for delete, the same information, but instead of calling uh, add or update, we are calling delete. So you see, this is the CRUD operation. This one is for reading from database. This one is adding, writing to a database. This one is updating the content inside the Firestore, and this one is for deleting any task inside the Firestore. So this is a user defined class for Firebase operations. Okay, now let's come to main dot dot, and here you see this main dot dot. As I told you before, we change to asynchronous, and before everything we initialize the Firebase first, and we initialize the Flutter widgets. Now you see here comes uh, the state management concept. Now you see this run app is calling the my app, and this is the my app stateless widget. Here you see mostly we are returning uh, material app, right? So here before that we are making this material app. You see this material app is a child. So and material app is actually the root child, meaning to say the whole app, and the whole app become a child of what? You see, change notifier, but of type auth service. And you know this is this auth service. Okay, change notifier of this one. So then let go back, okay, to this auth service. This auth service is the object of authentication service. Now create this auth service, okay, and once we connect this one, then you know later on every child of this material app will have information about the user at any time. In real time, the every child of the app will have information about that. Now this is a common thing, you know, the title, the theme, and at the home we are calling auth wrapper class. And auth wrapper is again another stateless class, and here we are calling this one. So you see now again auth service. So auth service is nothing, it's just an object that I created of the provider class. You know the provider is providing the state of the notifier everywhere. So provider of a service of type service, and then the context, and now return the stream. You know this, the data will be provided to the provider in the form of stream, and the stream, from this stream we are generating the UI. Okay, so the stream auth service dot auth changes, and then the builder, and inside here we are checking that if the snapshot that is returned, the data which is returned from the Firestore, if the connection is equal to active, then meaning to say the person is um, uh, login. Okay, means there is some data about a user. Then we check again the return. If the snapshot has a data, then go to home screen. If the snapshot has no data, then go to login screen. Data means that the user is logged in or not. If logged in, then go to home screen. If not, then go to login screen. And if none of this is there, then return just a circular bar, circular indicator. Okay, so now so you see this is the whole main dot. In this main dot, what we are doing, we are just providing the notifier, change notifier through the provider to the rest of the app. Okay, Now let's go to step by step to login screen, then a sign up screen, and then a home screen. So sign up screen first. You see, in a sign up screen is the same thing. We need so this sign up screen is stateful class because the data is changing. Okay, so here we created two text editing controller because in this sign up here mm, here whatever you type, the data should be taken, this whatever email address or password, that will be taken by this text editing controller, and later on uh, we will store it and we will use it in the sign up process. So again, you see this is of type future async. We create the auth service of type that one, and this one auth service context and listen equal to false. This means that you know the whole widget tree will not update. The whole widget tree is actually listening to the provider, but while listening to the provider, the whole tree will not change. Only those component will change that we really want to change. Okay, so then await. So our service that sign up, you see this is calling this function sign up, this function. Okay, so and email controller dot text dot trim. The trim is a functionality which remove extra spaces from at the beginning and at the end. For example, you are typing email address here, okay, but before email address you type some spaces, and at the end also you type spaces, so the trim will remove all the extra spaces. Same goes for the password. And then once this done, then navigator.pop up, it automatically close the current screen and go to the previous screen, meaning to say it will go to the from the sign up to the login screen. Otherwise, if this process is not successful, then error message will be displayed. Then after that, uh, we will have the interface. Interface means how to create this text field and this password text field and the sign up button, all those, and the a bar. So you see, it's nothing a scaffold and is a bar. And then in this body, we are providing a column, and this column is a, a child of padding to get the spaces from left, right, top, and bottom. Okay, after that, this column has children, and one is text field, with the email text field, another text field with the password, and this email text field is linked with the email controller, which we have defined here, and the password field is connected with the password controller. And after that, a space between after this, and an elevated button. This sign up is an elevated button, and when uh, click this button, then the sign up function will be called. This sign up function is the function that you see, this one will be called there. And the style of the elevated button, that the background is purple, while text is wide and bold, and so on. And the text displayed on this button will be sign up. So this is the whole sign up screen. Similarly, login screen is almost similar like this. The two text editing controller, the login function, and this is also is of type future. Okay, so login, sign in, and again remember this auth service is here, this one. The sign in function is defined there. If everything is okay, so it will log in, and then otherwise it will display the error. And the sign in screen is defined like this. So the a bar, the column which contain the two fields, one for email, one for password, size box between them, and elevated button. And then there is another one, don't have an account, then sign up. This one is called text button. Okay, so text button, when you click it, it will go to the sign up screen. Otherwise it will then and the caption of this is like this. So this is login screen, and when there is a login, then you will automatically go to home screen. Okay, and now let's see home screen is what. In this home screen is a stateful widget is inherited from that. Okay, and now here we created again three text editing controller. Why? Because let me quickly log in. I got an error. I think I am not signed up yet. So let's go to sign up first. A password, at least 8 characters. Oh, sorry. I I am actually already sign up. So I need a login. So let's check everything is okay. After successful login, you will come to this home screen. And this home screen, we need three editing controller, not three, sorry, one Firestore object that will do all the operations for us. All operation means insert the data to Firestore, read, delete, and update. And what data? The title of the task and the description of the task. The time will be taken automatically from the system. Sorry. Now, you see, when we are adding a data, it is actually a dialog box. For example, if you see here, if I click this plus button, you see this dialog box open. So how this dialog box is generated, how this UI is defined is like this, that it is checking that we are editing the existing one or not. If we are editing the existing, means if I click this one, it also has the same dialog box, but it already filled in with the existing data for modification. And if I click the new one, then you see this is empty, is not pre-filled. So if it is editing, then make it pre-filled. Otherwise, make it clear to add a new one. And after that, show the dialog, and the dialog is nothing, is just a alert box, and it show the title, the title and the message of the condition. If it is editing, the title will be edit to do. For example, if you see here, you see edit to do. Otherwise, if I adding new one, then will be add to do. Okay, then it is nothing, it is just a column. Okay, and it has a children text field, again a controller for title, and it is decorated, meaning to say, you see how the line and all those options, and another one for description of the task. And the action button, the action button is unpressed, it's go navigator dot pop, it just close it, this one. If In the actions, we have two buttons. One is text button with the name cancel. If you click the cancel, it will simply close the dialog box and we'll go to the home screen. Uh, and another button is elevated button. So this elevated button is calling a function to add a new task to Firebase or update existing task. So depends on the condition of editing. If it is editing, then we will update one. If it is not editing, then we will add. So what we are adding, we are actually getting the and another thing, who is editing or who is deleting, we need the user information first. So you see, from the art services we are getting the current user first. So, okay, so if the user is null, means the user is logged out, then don't do any editing or any updating, just return. Otherwise, means if the user is logged in, then create a new to do task. Okay, and this to do task, check it. If it is editing, then call update, otherwise call add new. And once this process is successful, then close the dialog box and go to the home button, and the title of the dialog will be the buttons will be based on update or edit. If it is editing, then the button title will be update, and if it is adding, then the button title will be add. Now the rest of the screen is like this, that we are getting the art service provider, the current user. Okay, so if the current user is null, then just return a circular bar. If the user is there, then come return a scaffold with a bar and the icon button. This icon button, you see this one, this is connected to the log out functionality. Okay, it is calling the art service sign out function, which is defined here. You see, it is defined here, the sign out. So another one, the stream, but this time the stream is not of the auth stream. This one is Firestore stream, which is related to the task uh, task adding to the Firestore, or deleting or updating. So we are getting those information. If the current status is in a waiting form, then it just display a circular bar. If the snapshot has error, then display error message. Okay, so other than that, if nothing, then create a to do object from the snapshot. But again, this is callback operation, meaning to say, if the snapshot has no data, then create an empty to do. Okay, and if the to do is empty, then you say no data, no task is found. You see, on the home screen, it will display like this. For example, if I delete this task, you see no task found, so then it will display like this. Otherwise, if there is a task, then the task should display in a list view. Okay, so this list view, let me quickly add one. The title, let's suppose task one. Okay, and the description of that is, let's suppose, learn Flutter. Okay, add. Now you see, this one is adding the task details in a list view. So in a list, how it creates the builder. Okay, the from the to do, and the it assigns to the list style. The title is the to do the title, the subtitle is to do the description. You see, learn this one, and then the checkbox, and in the checkbox we are again checking uh, the value of the title, description, and is done, created, add, all those stuff. And if it is If these values are available, it means we are editing the existing one. Then it should call the update the to do. Okay. Otherwise, other than that, we need another small row which display the editing button and the delete button side by side. For that option, in the trailing we put a row, okay, and one row one has the icon button, okay, which is connected to the editing process. Another one is with the delete. The You see, one is the edit icon, delete icon, one is the edit icon. And finally, uh, we have a floating action button at the bottom here, and it has the add plus icon. And when we click this one, it displays the whole show dialog box function. You see, this whole function will be called show dialog, this one. So this is about the home screen, yes. So you see, in this way we can add data to Firestore, we can read from Firestore, we can update in Firestore and delete in Firestore, and similarly the state management and the user management.